And I apologize for the heat in the building. The air conditioning is broke. We're going to speak about that tonight and get it fixed hopefully by tomorrow. So we're all going to sweat it out tonight, guys. Okay. We start the meeting tonight. We pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Will you take care of the mics? They're not on yet.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, we're going to start the meeting, first of all, with a roll call, starting with Patty Bucco.
Here.
Ada Montez.
Here.
Tom Neville here. Fran O'Boyle.
Here.
Stacy Stewart.
Here.
And Claudette Williams.
Did you call her?
Is she on there? She's on there. Claudette, roll call.
Hi, Ben.
Okay, and Ron Emily's are not here. We have Mayor Mike and Solicitor Jim Ferrari. And Clark O'Connor. All right. If I screw up, you have to give me my first time, guys. Okay, first thing on the preliminary announcements.
We had a...
No, hold on. I got this from Franny first. He wants it. Oh, that's President. Okay, you can go. Okay.
There was a executive session tonight starting at 6:15, primarily discussed personnel matters and a very brief reference to legal matters and litigation. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the Mount Pocono Clarius conditional use consideration motion, and I'll hand it over to Clark over here, Clark Connors.
Well, I circulated a draft of a decision for everybody to look at, and I did make a couple of, nothing substantive since Friday, but there were a couple of missing words and whatnot that I did put in, so I sent Josh the signature copy, but no substantive changes, so everybody got a copy of it. The findings of fact and conclusion is there, but the main, obviously, tonight was decision night, so the decision starts on the bottom of page 3, and this is a subject that had been a subject of a number of meetings, work sessions, and discussions, and from my being there and what I heard from other people, this was the council's wishes at this point.
Okay. Where I go next? So
Of course,
for
if they have any
discussion?
questions or concerns,
Any discussion from council on this?
they're all here, the applicant and the owner, and
I had one question, but Clark told me it's already in the thing. I thought there should be a period of time when this conditional use expires, how many years before it, but he told me it's in he can address it more, but it's in the conditional use.
there is a section in the ordinance that says
That it expires in 2 years.
actually it's good for 1 year.
Is he there?
Yeah, he's talking. He said it's good for 1 year.
However,
But it's for 2 years. I think he told me it's 2 years it expires.
well, it's for 1 year. However, that 1 year is obviously gets extended if the applicant has to file either a subdivision plan or a land development plan after
Okay.
the approval, because that's a new time
And
frame.
Clark, I told you the reason why, because we're applying for grants, and naturally, I didn't want to, come in like 6, 7 years later and say, well, we're ready to go, and we lost our grants. That's the reason why I should have said there should be a period of time.
Right.
That it must, be enforced or expire after a certain, that so we know which way to go.
Well, it's in the ordinance, that's regulated by the ordinance, and the initial period is 1 year.
With an extension of one if they need it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That's actually with me.
So do we need, anybody want to make a motion to accept this?
Accept it.
I'll make a
Consider it.
motion to accept it.
Okay, Patty Bucco made this motion to accept,
I'll second.
and Stacy Stewart seconded. Any discussion on the matter? No discussion? Okay. Who's in favor? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
I have
Bye.
a question, I'm sorry. What is the final say in regards to the time for the conditional use? We said 1 year, then we said 2 years. Are
No,
we-
he said 1 year would, and they can go to an option of the second year.
I don't
Is
have-
that right, Claude?
I don't have my ordinance book in front of me to read the text that
But
But you-
there could be an
I mean,
extension.
you told me 2 years is max, you told me that.
2 years is max, Fran just said.
Can we just make that part of our vote and just have it at 2 years now?
this is in the ordinance.
Okay,
It's
no,
already there.
that's why I needed the clarification.
No, it's 1 year initially, and then for reasons like having to file a land development plan or at the behest of council, that you can be continued.
Okay.
Okay, back to the question. We got a motion from Patty Bucco, a second from Stacy on the decision for Clarius. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All again, say no. Okay, 6 ayes, 0 noes. The file goes
You
through.
wanted to confirm Claudette's?
Yes, aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay. What was that?
Nothing, she's fine.
Okay. Okay, the next thing on the, Claudius, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, do you need my presence for anything after this?
No, we're good with you. What, you want to split?
You don't want to sit in the
You don't want to get a sauna with us?
We know you don't want to stay here.
Clark, there was a matter at the end of the agenda.
Yeah, at 11 o'clock tonight.
under new business.
I'm going to go out to my car and turn the air conditioner.
Okay, thank you, Claude.
Enjoy.
Okay,
Tell them we charge them for weight loss.
yeah, we're charging for late loss. Okay, next thing, officers' reports, president's report. This is the president's report from Franny O'Boyle. He asked me to read to you guys. We leased a new copying machine on May 10th for $128.45 per month. Old machine cost the borough $282.45 a month. Based on a 3 months usage, savings as a result of replacing the copying machine is $153.49 per month. 6-year lease, $11,051.28 in savings. Okay, that was the president's report. You got a yay, okay. Next on the agenda, mayor's report.
So we agreed to err on the side of brevity tonight.
Get in front of the mic, you know.
So, there we go. This is a bit better. I just want to bring up one topic, so with 2 parts. Our payroll and the road crew as it relates to them. So tonight we're going to hopefully consider some motions. For one, increasing the current road crew's rates of pay. Our road supervisor hasn't had an increase in 4 years, and our other member of the road crew hasn't in 2 years. So we're going to discuss that. And then also, the Personnel Committee is making a recommendation to hire 2 new road crew members, and we're going to discuss their rates. So in advance of that, I just wanted to outline where we stand with the budget in terms of payroll for the road crew. So in the various categories that we account for payroll hours, we're on track. We've spent a total of $36,665 roughly. With the changes that may be made tonight, the increases, we would come in at the end of the year about $17,350 under budget still. We also will have some monies coming to us from the American Rescue Plan, which will reimburse for 2 years those payroll expenses. So I just wanted, in advance of that discussion, to kind of outline those budget numbers. If anyone wants more specifics in terms of the categories, we can go into that later, but that's all for my report.
Okay. Next report is the Borough Manager Secretary iPhone system, or phone system.
Everybody here? Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Yeah, I'll zip through this real quick. The first thing, and I'll come back to the phones real quick, but I'm glad Fran mentioned that we're really trying to focus on savings, this year, these next couple of years. So that's a huge saving for the copier. Some of the other things that we're implementing. Danielle and I we had a phone conference with MBT, our new bank, and we wanted to figure out, the best rates we could have. Are we making the most with the money that we had deposited there? So we were able to move some things around and actually get a little bit of a better rate. That's the first sheet that's in that chart that's in your packets there for the council members. So obviously, interest rates are still pretty low across the country, but that's the best position we're in right now, so that's good. That next page, we do have Karen Struckel had submitted her letter of interest to serve on the Park and Recreation Committee. And I did not put that on the agenda. I didn't know, if you want, you can certainly make a motion for that today, or if you wanted to wait a little bit, whatever is expedient for the council. We did submit, a big, huge thing. I was able to finally submit the application for the ARPA, the Whole American Rescue Plan Act funding. So we're looking at a good amount, hopefully, that we can get. We submitted that this morning, and I'll let you know, of course, when I hear back from everybody. It was very, I hope the program works well, because it was very quickly put together. I actually had to apply directly to DCED, so I applied directly to the state, and then they're going to distribute that to all we're an NEU, which is a non-entitlement unit, and we should be able to get that funding. So the next thing is just pulling together, and we're actually, Alexis and I were doing some brainstorming today, putting together a plan that I can present to council regarding how we can spend this money according to state and federal guidelines.
How much money are you speaking about?
So the application was for a little over $160,000. That's the first tranche, and then the next one will be the same for next year. If that's approved, it should be approved. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be, but that would be a good chunk of change that we can do some good with.
And where should this money be distributed to? By their guidelines.
By their guidelines, there are a couple of things. It's of course tied to the pandemic relief. So there are some things that we can do if we have increased technology or IT infrastructure. We can certainly, that's one of the costs we could probably use. So those are some of the things that we spent at the beginning of this year: the computers, even the website upgrade, the IT professional that we hired, and a lot of the upgrades that we did in the office. Some of that should be able to be covered by that. So it's kind of reimbursing ourselves. We can also, there's some things that when a pitch, there's probably some grant programs that we can actually create where we can give aid directly to businesses and even homeowners who were affected by the pandemic. So those are some of the things that we definitely want to look at. And
How about payroll, Josh?
Payroll's on there.
Yeah, payroll. If you can justify, that it was emergency, kind of like emergency funding. It's kind of, I would say yes and no.
Okay.
Get some specifics.
Great. Beautiful.
I have a question.
Sure, Patty.
You said you applied to the state
Yeah.
because I thought non-central was to the county. You had to apply to the county.
Yeah, and that's what I kept hearing. I heard different things. I heard, it's the county, so I contacted the county. They didn't have anything yet. Then I got an email from DCD that you're flagged as an NEU and a non-entitlement unit. You need to make sure you apply within the next 5 days. So I kept looking into that, and that's what we had to do.
And you got the Sam's number.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. The telephones will be installed tomorrow, thank God. So we'll have the new auto attendant and everything. We'll have some new extensions that we'll push that out to make sure the public knows that. But it'll be all on the auto attendants. So when they call in, they'll hear the proper extensions, the proper individuals to respond to.
And that's changeable at any time?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. And that is all I have for right now.
Beautiful. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Okay, next one is treasurer. Treasurer's cash report, approval of bills.
Grab
You're
the
up.
microphone, my love.
We have $102,398.88 in bills.
Him do.
What was that? 102. 398.
Okay. Okay, approval of bills. Do I have a motion to approve the bills?
I just had one question. Under Clark Connor, under his bills, Clark Connor? Yes. You have here, Park and Rec Dog Park Review Zoning, 175. Does that come out of the general fund?
That comes out of the Park and Rec.
Okay, so you'll transfer?
I have a question about that. Can I ask a question? about
Okay, 1 second. When they're finished speaking, I'll bring you up.
So is that what you were gonna do, you were gonna transfer? Pay it out of the general fund and then transfer, is that what you were gonna do?
Well, there is $17,500 to pay Park and Rec expenses.
Okay. And in the general fund?
Yes, but
Okay.
Park and Rec,
It's allocated to Park and Rec.
Okay.
Park and Rec numbers.
Okay? Deborah, you want to come up and name and your address, please, to be on the record? Thank you.
Deborah Fulton, Parks and Recreation, 65 Reader Street. I wasn't aware of that charge. What was that for and when was it for?
That came with the solicitor, Mr. Connor, and it was $475 for the review of the zoning. The zoning review for the Park and Rec Dog Park.
When we went to planning commission, you mean?
Yeah.
Not the planning commission. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute, I have a question on that then, because he's always at our planning, so he double charged us? 'Cause if he's at our planning meeting, he's our solicitor for the planning,
I think this is a bill over and above that for review
Yeah.
conducted.
for review of
Not just going to the
area.
meeting.
There was also on that same bill, the Taco Bell, Sparkle.
Yeah, I see that.
Aquarius, and then his bill.
Can I just say I'm happy with the Sparkle Car Wash being right around the corner?
Okay, guys. Mike, did you have a question? Can you come up, Mike, so we can all hear you, please?
I have a question too, Tom.
Okay, Stacy, I apologize. I didn't see you.
No.
Just bark at me and,
No, just tell me now.
I can see where people can't see people when you're here. Name, address, please, sir?
Mike address. Mike Ozer, 39 Fairview Avenue. Questions are basically to our treasurer. Page 4 of the budget versus actual. I see under total 409.000, specifically 409,310. I see professional services we paid from January so
What's the
far.
number, I'm sorry?
409,310.
Professional services, gotcha.
Okay, so that one, we have a bill already paying out $19,236.12, and yet we budgeted only $10,000. What is that? Or why is
I
that?
don't have the specifics of that account with me tonight. But there are professional services that would go into that account.
You gotta also remember, we've been paying for cleaning services since COVID. There are expenses that were not allocated for before.
Okay, well, we'll be
That
able to get
may
a
be
detail then of
issues.
those professional services?
No problem.
Okay.
Is that a yes, then?
Yeah.
Okay,
No problem.
thank
Now, do
you.
you want a right-to-know request for that, or just?
He doesn't need
Okay.
that, right?
No,
No.
we have enough rights and no requests.
Okay. Now,
I'm sure
the
you can get more.
second one is engineering dash plan zoning reimbursement 414313. And I see $27,100, $27,001.35. We budgeted $15,000. Again, what?
There are fees that will be reimbursable by the engineers. Yes.
Danielle, can you speak into the microphone, please, so the rest of
So you
the,
might- you would see the opposite end. Look at the income end. Look at the income.
Okay. I won't do it here, but I'll.
No, it's right there on the paper. It's right there on the paper.
Same
We're on
page?
the positive.
what number was that?
Are you on the, you're on the expense, right?
I'm on the expense page.
What number?
And you will see the income for reimbursements.
What number are you on there now?
It's,
The income where it's 361.
Three-
all
Yeah, 361.003, engineering fees reimbursable.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we budgeted 15,000 that we thought we would receive, we're actually up to 35,000, a little over that, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Other charges, postage deeds, comma, PM, 5,000 expenditure, 3,000 budgeted, which is 414.331.
Mike, what motion is this for the zoning?
Then there's.
What was that?
Then
For the grass.
For the
Okay, good,
grass?
then Mike
That's
can
what I
find that,
thought.
but those
Separate.
are easy enough.
No problem.
Okay, now the last one. 451.000 Culture-Recreation Administration salaries. 451.140 salaries recreation. January through December so far is $3,407.51.
That is Park and Rec? Yeah. When the Park and Rec, when the maintenance workers, they work on the park, okay? During all year, and also now, we have lawn mowing at the park,
Okay, so that's all charged against the Park and Rec budget.
correct?
Okay, thank you very much. That's it.
That's for
Thank
mowing.
you, Mike. What was that, Franny?
That's for mowing services.
Mowing services.
$407 for mowing the lawns.
Okay, that's what Danielle told them.
Okay.
Okay, I lost my sheet here, guys, hold on. I lost my sheet where we're going. Oh, I got it right here. Okay, any other questions, folks? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the bills?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills as presented to council.
Do I have a second to approve? And we got a second. Motion by Ada, second by Patty. Any discussion on it?
So are we not questioning any of the?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, you had,
Campbell, Durant?
no, right? Campbell Durant?
She can ask whatever question she wants.
You can ask any question you want, Stacy.
Are we okay with those from our earlier discussion?
No, I reviewed them.
Yeah,
I don't like that it's so high.
I don't like it either, but at this point, that's really not,
Yeah.
we're not in a position to really do anything about it.
Okay, that was your question, Stacy? Okay. Once again, approval for the, motion for the approval of the bills, first by Ada, second by Patty. No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I mean, I would, because we have two people that are not in the room, maybe go around.
Well,
the-
okay. Anybody that's not in favor, say no. Okay.
You want me to question?
Uh,
Claudette,
Yeah?
are you in favor of approving the bills as listed?
Yeah.
Okay, that's approved, 7-0. Approve the bills.
6-0.
6, I'm sorry, Ron's not here.
Zero.
One's not here.
He's in my mind here. Okay, next is zoning officer, the property maintenance ordinance. You want to speak about that zoning?
Yes, absolutely. So in my process of going through and doing, my routine review of property maintenance as we're coming into the season, especially for lawn care and other property maintenance issues, I realized that there might have been a potential oversight where an action that was taken to do a complete overhaul of the property maintenance code, section 149, seems to have inadvertently omitted looks like an ordinance amendment back in 2015, ordinance 4 of 2015, which speaks to, specifically speaks to lawn and grassy areas within the borough must be maintained by the property owner such that the grasses and other vegetative matter should not exceed 6 inches. Currently, this did not, this specific verbiage was not included in the overhaul, and I believe it's an oversight, so I'm just asking council to approve, amending and putting it back in as it.
Can I ask you a question? Vegetative matter, what does that consist of? I would put weeds. Because
No,
people,
you don't want to be too specific, there are a lot of.
yeah, but if you have ornamentals and stuff,
You
that's
still have
very,
to trim it and maintain it, especially if it impedes
Well,
or causes a safety
So
hazard.
if I have a bush in front of, and I'm just playing a devil's advocate here.
Yes.
So if I have
My
a
problem with
plant-
that is
hold
they
hold on, Fran.
If I have a plant that I
wrote the
planted,
ordinance,
essentially
they
we want-
forgot to put the
Just a minute, Fran.
has to be, that's all missing on the
Can
ordinance.
I clear this confusion up?
Why you have to add-
You have to read the whole sentence. It says all lawns or grassy areas. So it's limited to a lawn or a grassy. It's not your shrubbery or bush or your, you know.
Vegetables or nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
I personally, because of where I live, I allow the weeds and vegetation to grow between the two property lines so that we have a barrier, a natural barrier.
Well, that's fine if you don't get complaints.
Oh, I don't know.
I would
But I was
imagine.
gonna say,
That's not grass.
not included in this ordinance, there are provisions within the property maintenance that kind of discuss that issue. And again, as long as it's not a hazard or, but there are, that's all I'm saying, is that there is no, this may not particularly do it, but there are things in our ordinance against overgrown vegetation.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion from anyone else? Come up, please.
Tom, the only change that has to be made is this, actually, it's like C in the ordinance that they failed to put in. It's the
Yeah.
length of the grass
Tell
before,
me,
you know,
realize that.
to be ineffective. And it's 6 inches, so that's, like, it's
That's
AB,
all
and
it
it should
is.
be C.
Right, that's all we're discussing. We have a resident in front of us wants to speak.
Right, we have,
Colleen McGuire,
she has a
36
change
Avenue.
already made up on that.
I have a question for zoning. Have you heard from the people for the pole on Fairview that's right in by the church?
And
We had the problem, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know exactly
Okay.
what you're speaking. So just to bring everybody else up to speed, we had the issue where there was a pole had fallen, but Verizon can't put it right in the middle of the sidewalk. And then when they repaired it, and then the problem was, I'm trying to remember which entity, I think it was PP&L was going to try to move it, but apparently with coordination efforts, Verizon already had attached to the pole, so it was taking a lot more red tape to do than.
Because I see a lot of, you know, people, there's the one guy I mentioned who has trouble walking, he's disabled, and he's having a hard time.
well, didn't they fix that sidewalk by that pole?
No.
I thought I
I
no?
don't think so, no, the
It
pole
was
is,
something with the ADA regulations.
it's still kind of there,
Now
and
you have
it's,
to walk out into the street to get
Yeah.
around it, because they have it.
it's, and the tape is gone. They took
That's
the
what
base tape.
I figured they fixed it once the tape was
No,
gone.
the tape is
No,
gone.
we're not sure who removed it, so
Yeah,
our
that's-
road crew put the tape up
Yeah.
for I think, just to, as an advance warning, so that
Okay.
people wouldn't, because it was also unlevel. I will look into it. Honestly, I have not gotten any update on it,
Okay.
and so I will look
Yeah, I
into what
said I would-
happened. I know there is a plan that the pole will be relocated on the private property, and they have that agreement set already. It was just the red tape of getting the people out there to move whenever they needed to move, so I'll follow up.
Thank you,
Okay.
because the gentleman he almost fell the other day.
Okay.
So I just said I would bring it up.
Okay, zoning's on it, Colleen,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, yep, thank you.
Mike Oza?
I'll screen from back here. That is Alexis, that is the Verizon pole. The pole is in its place, the new one. They can't move the lines right now because there's a slack differential, meaning they can't stretch the lines that far. They have to maintain a certain sway on the lines. So when their engineering team gets to moving those lines, they have to actually increase the length of the lines, and that is not something that can be done just in a month or 2 months, because that has to go from one of the slice points back. So they are working on it. Verizon is working on it, but it is a Verizon pole.
Did you get that, Alexis?
I did, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Okay, back to the matter. Motion to advertise the amendment of the property maintenance ordinance. Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion to add what's already on there.
Okay,
I'll second.
second. Any discussion? What's
So
that?
it's a motion to advertise.
To advertise,
Yeah.
right. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Claudette?
Claudia, what's your vote on the property maintenance advertisement amendment? I think she's on mute still, sorry.
Franny?
What?
What's your,
I'm in favor of advertising. for
that's a
the
yes,
8
right?
to 6
Okay.
inch height.
5 yes, 5 yes.
I'm a yes.
Okay, we got Claudette yet?
Claudette, do you have your vote?
Yes.
Okay, 6 yes.
Thank you.
Approved.
Okay, now we're moving.
Solicitor.
You skipped?
Oh, you got more?
I do.
Well, you can tell,
I said-
you can tell I'm hot.
Yeah, it's hot. I'll keep it short, sweet, to the point. As everybody's probably aware, that Starbucks has opened as of May 14th.
And they have a drive-through.
And they have a drive-through. Just so you know, anybody that's driving by there and has an issue with the fact that there's trash there already being handled, I talked to the manager today. Yeah, there's trash everywhere. So that is being addressed. I did speak to the manager. It's twofold. One will be a landlord issue. The other one was just a miscommunication with county waste. And it's my understanding all that is being handled. Aspen Dental is due to open in a week and a half. I'm in the process of reviewing their signs. Last Thursday, myself, Joshua, and our borough engineer did a site visit just to kind of get some punch list items, so that, because we're close to closing them out. Okay, so we want to make sure that everything is done prior to them receiving their any release in their securities. Mattress Warehouse and Verizon are imminent due to open. The traffic signal will be operational, fully operation, so we're good. And will be retimed for them. Wawa was expected to break ground June 1st. I have not been able to confirm whether that happened or not, but that's close. And I received, as of Friday, Sparkle Car Wash will be back in front of the Planning Commission for review and approval. That's for review and approval.
I have one question.
Okay, Franny has a question for you, zoning.
I mean, was this the recommendation to the planning commission?
I didn't quite hear that.
Was this a recommendation from the planning commission?
Did you hear that recommendation from the planning?
Which one, Fran?
I'm looking at the orders number 4 of 2016, which was, I imagine they want to change that for some reason. I don't know why I don't see why they want to change it. Usually,
No.
got rid of the 6 inches. Yes, that 6-inch height, that's done.
And we did that, Fran.
We did that, Franny, and,
Now we're on the next one. What's,
no, she's just giving her report.
oh, okay. I'm sorry.
She was giving a report about, up there by, the coffee joint.
All right.
All right?
That's it?
That's it. What else you got, Alexis?
No, that's it for now. Those are the-
Okay,
those are my-
great reporting.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How many permits, do you have that number, have you given out the last 2 weeks, well, 3 weeks since our last meeting?
Oh, in the last 3 weeks, a lot. I was gonna say, I don't, mainly, yeah, there's a lot of re-roofing permits, there's, signs, so, well over 30.
Got a money amount on that, a general ballpark?
You know,
15,000?
yeah.
Good. Okay, so we made the motion, and you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, great report, thank you. Mr. Solicitor?
Just very briefly on the short-term rental cases. Use the mic.
Yeah.
On the
Are you on?
On the short-term rental cases, we have 2 litigations ongoing. The one against Lin Jin Hang, that should come up for a hearing, I'm going to guess within the next 30 to 45 days. The other one, Chatta, I filed a motion the other day with the court asking the judge to compel Chada to produce certain information that I had requested that his attorney did not want to produce. And there is a order that he has to respond to that motion sometime in the mid-June. So both of those matters are in process. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mrs. Solicitor. Okay, persons to be heard, Mount Pocono Association. Come up and
You were
speak.
hoping for me, weren't you?
Hey, we have to, Tom, don't we have to approve those
Hold on,
policy and closing policies?
We're not on that yet, Franny.
we're not on that yet, Fran.
Oh, you're not on that, okay, excuse me.
Oh, okay, you're alert, that's good. Okay, Jody, you're on.
Hello, hi. Hope everyone is well this evening. I'll keep it short and sweet, I don't have much to complain
That's, you speak your
Anyway,
piece.
I'll try my best. Anyway, as association-wise, we're still doing our thing with Harvest Fest and making moves with that. The registration is open and filling up quickly, yay us. So if you do know people who are looking to get in, please tell them to start getting in, okay?
And
Other than that,
what are the fees for them?
tell me again, $50, what do we do, $40?
Early registration.
Right, okay, that's right. 40 is early registration,
And-
50 after,
250.
Okay, and you're gonna have food trucks too?
yeah.
Okay.
All of the above, everything that we had.
And that's 100, isn't it, for the food trucks? 150,
150,
okay, okay.
150.
Thank you.
Sure. So we're still doing it, trying to make it as big and bad as the last one. Not
Okay.
last year, of course, but, so we're working on that. Obviously, I'm working on all my stuff, slowly but surely. I do have a question we were talking lampposts as well. We do still have the damaged one in front of my place. Is that in, you did, you're on it, okay.
Yeah.
I figured, I know you have to send it to your insurance.
Yeah, so I sent that to the insurance, I had to get an estimate, Jim and I are working together to get an estimate, they actually sent that to me today, so we'll get that
Okay.
very soon.
I'm a professional at that now. I'm doing great. Other than that, I guess I'm just asking you guys, what's going on? Are we getting anywhere? Things happening? Signage? Something?
Has-
Anything?
as-
I think later in the meeting, you'll see there's safety.
Okay,
The
so
safety
I'll
committee.
leave it till then then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have.
And
my-
just give us that date of the Harvest Fest once more time.
September 26th or 25th? I don't have my phone. The Saturday of that. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, the crosswalks. Are they getting painted or because they were the thermo, whatever? they're
Yeah,
not?
there's gonna be a report on it
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm gonna give you a report on that, yeah.
All right, then I'll leave everything else.
Okay, so that's Saturday, the 26th for the Harvest.
Yes. Well, I didn't look. It's either
Oh.
the 20, I have no phone on me.
In the
so-
20s.
25th or 26th, that Saturday of September.
Okay,
It's just the 25. Somebody look on their phone. Somebody look. 25th, okay,
Okay.
September 25th,
Thank-
sorry.
thank you.
I'm not prepared for school. All right, well then I'm leaving you alone today. That's all I have until.
For now.
Okay.
For now, okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Unfinished business. Approval of additional free, I'm sorry, come on up.
Deborah Fulton, 65 Reader Street. When she mentioned the light pole,
Right,
I wanted to bring up that there is still a light pole missing in front of the empty lot near the corner
Yeah.
of Fairview and,
I know we were talking about, right, right. We
It's
were
been
talking
years.
about-
It's been
Yeah, we
years.
were talking about that, I wanna say a couple of meetings ago, I was talking to Franny about it. I think now, because we're getting the pricing for
Right.
this one, we should be able to
I just
order
wanted to see if
two.
we could put that one in.
I think we should order more so
Near
that
the
we can
stop
have
sign at
them.
Fairview, it's in front of the empty lot.
okay, Ada, you got a report
here's-
coming up on,
Yeah, so
okay,
here-
when we get to
We'll deal
you.
with that on the report, I'm sorry.
Okay, the newly formed Safety Committee.
Yeah.
Okay, unfinished business, approval of additional FreeZac air conditioning.
Please approve it.
We need a motion to approve it for 2851 to get it going again. Can I have a motion?
I'll make that one.
Yes, please.
I'll second it.
I have a motion from Patty, second from Stacy, to pay $2,851 to put the FreeZac HVAC into motion so we don't sweat again. Do we have any discussion on it?
Can they get it done tomorrow?
All in favor, say aye.
I think, wait a minute, I got a question here.
Go ahead, Fran has
Their per letter from Mertz. Mets, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should add that to that particular motion.
What about the letter?
Well, there's a letter that which they are recommending this. It's been flying around, and that's where they got the price, $28.51.
Right.
We're approving everything in that letter for 2851.
They're not approving the letter. I mean, it could be anything that they're putting 2851 in, additional free stat thing per letter. All I say is per letter from Mert.
I think Fran just wants it specific to the letter.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Fran, do you want to make the motion or you want to redo your motion?
I would just add that to the motion.
Okay, let Patty redo a motion. Go ahead, Patty.
Make a motion to install 2 free stats for the hot water heating coils at the Mount Pocono Borough building for $2,851 from Mets.
Based on their letter.
Oh, hold on. Based on the letter dated April 22nd.
Okay, Stacy, second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Fran, you all right with that?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Now we got it down to the pat, what we're doing.
Okay, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Do we have Claudette?
She already said yes.
Oh, okay, so we have 6-0 again?
Yes.
Okay, approved. Great. Next one, the Blue Ridge Franchise Agreement Revision Motion.
And Tommy, if I could just say, Councilman, this is just a technicality. Jim and I were working together. We had to reword this franchise agreement. If you remember, we voted on it last meeting, but we had to reword some things. We sent the Blue Ridge, they were okay with it. Good news, though, this we were able to negotiate into this contract that we will get complimentary internet for the next 10 years. So for this borough
Yes,
building.
baby.
So that's another huge savings with this.
So you want to revise the motion that we made last?
No.
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 Just,
So we don't need a
just-
motion.
The motion would just be to approve to, what you.
Agree.
The motion can be to approve revised resolution number 6 of 2021. And what I and Joshua did is we clarified this to make it very clear that we were getting the free service, because the first iteration of this was not satisfactorily clear in my opinion.
Okay, great. Do I have a motion?
Yeah.
Yep, I'll make the.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Who first and who seconded?
Stacy.
Okay.
Ada made the motion, Stacy second.
Vice versa.
Vice versa.
Oh.
Stacy Ada.
Stacy Ada.
Stacy made the motion, I second.
No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? How about Claudette?
Claudette, your vote on the franchise agreement, Blue Ridge?
6-0 makes it. Okay, personnel policy update, solicitor.
I drafted it.
Microphone, sorry.
I drafted at the request of council 2 policies, and I confess that I basically drafted these without a whole lot of guidance from the borough. So one is a work from home policy and the other is a building closing
They were
policy.
approved.
And if you've read them, I mean, you want to you certainly, if you want to change them or tweak them or adjust them, you certainly can do that. I don't know that it's necessary to work with these to be finalized tonight. Like I said, I drafted these kind of on my own, just with my own thoughts about what the appropriate procedure should be, but you may disagree with me, you may want to change these. So they're just basically here for discussion.
Jim, I believe these
Okay, Mayor's going to take,
these 2 policies were approved before, but differ slightly from this, so it's up to council how, if you want to approve these or alter these to
I would like
reflect.
to stick with what was written up by the solicitor.
Yeah.
Based on his expertise, so I would make a motion to adopt the new written policy for working from home and the building closing policy drafted by Solicitor Ferrari.
okay, we have a motion to accept the written policies by solicitor and second by Stacy. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have one.
Fran, speak.
Number 4, the event of a decision to close. I mean, such shall be subject to review by Borough Council at a regular meeting. I think if we're closing, it's usually because of the weather. That's going to be a little difficult.
Well, all it says is that it can be reversed by the entire council if council, and an enclosure can just not be by reasons of whether. It just it says the decision to close is in the president of council, but
Wouldn't it
can
be better just to have two people approve the
Well,
closing,
that's
like
what I
mayor and
said,
maybe
that's up to
the
you.
council?
That's what I said a few minutes ago.
Rather than call a special meeting where people won't be able to get to and everything like that because of the snow?
If I may, when you, in the letter itself, or in the proposal as it is, or the policy, it states that, that it would be approved by president of council, determined by president of council. This only one, the number 4, my understanding is, if we're closing for like COVID, or closing for, you know, other reasons outside of on the spot, whether things that would require direct phone call from council, I mean to you, for council president, I would think that that number 4 would go without saying that it would be like an extended closure period of time that would have to be approved by council.
But it doesn't say that in there.
All it says, gives the council the right to just veto what the president does. That's all it does. And I agree with Fran, it's probably never going to happen.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's there if it's needed.
So the president's the sole person that makes the decision?
Subject to the council overturning it, that's correct.
Okay. Does everybody understand that?
So it's a joint
I understand it.
decision.
I'm sorry, Stacy?
Except I think under safety, I think if you want your employees to get home safely or whatever the highway is out there, I think that comes under the mayor's duties.
So, example,
Well,
Joshua wants to close and he calls the president and he says, yeah, it is too hot, you should close. And we think, no, you don't close just because it's hot. We can gather and state, we veto your decision to close. That's it.
I think it's more for the employees than the...
Whatever the scenario.
Yeah.
I'm
For the
just saying
employees,
something
so they
like-
get home safe.
Okay, so getting back to the motion, are we still standing by the motion that was made?
I am still standing by it, yes.
Wait, I'm
Okay.
sorry, I just had a quick question on your Councilperson Monte. That explanation, so if there is inclement weather,
Not inclement weather.
we're not,
Yeah, but,
Because that's under number 3, where you can call council president
right.
and state, roads are unsafe, or they're becoming unsafe, I'd like to close early, or close for today and tomorrow based on predicted weather. It just takes council president to say, okay, that's it.
Right.
However, you can say, well, the holidays are coming, and because of where they're landing, let's just close for 2 weeks. And president might say yes, borough council may not agree, so then we can convene and veto that decision. Better example?
do you understand that, Josh?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to it?
No.
Okay. You look a little perplexed
No,
there.
I just want to make sure, we were, so you're differentiating between like inclement weather and
Yeah,
some other.
those
Crisis.
on-the-spot situations are going to
Right.
be council president's
The
decision.
president would make that.
Anything long-term type, that can be vetoed. Not that it will be, but that clause gives us the option to.
Right, that makes sense.
That's all.
Okay, can you restate your motion again one more time,
I
please?
make a motion to accept the work from home and building closing policies that were submitted to us in writing by the solicitor as written.
Second?
I second.
Stacy, second. Any more discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say no. Claudette?
Claudette, your vote on the personnel policy update.
I'm sorry, what was that?
They're looking for your vote on the personnel policy updates. The motion was to accept the policies as written by the solicitor.
Work from home and building closing.
I voted yes on that.
Okay, 6-0, approved. New one, new building code policy to be discussed at next work session, June 21st. What we have about that, anything?
No, just that it's, yeah.
Okay, to let, audience, the new building code policy will be discussed at next work session, June 21st.
Right. That's,
All right, guys?
well, no, that's the main purpose of that meeting on that.
Yes,
That's the main purpose of that meeting, I was told.
okay. I think
Okay.
Alexis was.
One update on that.
Alexis has something to say.
Yeah, just a quick update. So I want to make council aware that I had reached out to our current building code organization, which is Bureau Veritas, just to try to facilitate some of the coordination issues because they're not in the same building as us, and it was proving a little difficult. I will say after almost a year of trying to negotiate that, I did finally receive a login and password, which does work into their system, so I can at least view what they are reviewing and approving, so, okay, within the borough.
Okay, thank you, Alexis.
That eliminates a lot of waiting time for responses.
Correct. At least we know whether, I can at least confirm, again, what the status is and whether an application or a permit has been, solicited by, an individual. And that makes a big difference here because I think I had mentioned before there was some redundancy because me not knowing and I go out only to find out that they did have, an active permit from the other. So
Okay.
this will help with that matter.
Beautiful, thank you very much.
Meeting then going to be on the 21st?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Okay, next item in order. The website update. I guess this goes to you, Mayor.
This goes to me, and I believe Chris.
Is
Yeah,
Chris,
there's Chris.
Chris English here?
Yep. He wanted to come give an update.
State your name and address, please, Chris.
Christopher English, can you guys hear me? 236 Coenbeaker Road. I get a little nervous speaking, so I prepared something to read from.
Don't be nervous, you're amongst friends, Chris. You're
So-
part of the team now.
Yeah. So, I just wanted to say, first of all, it's good to see you guys, because I haven't seen you since you voted for me, since most of you voted for me. And I do know from reading the post on Facebook and different forums that the site has become a point of contention for the council in some arenas, and I understand it. I see the little posts here and there about the amount of time the site is taking to get completed, and I get that. So I'm here just to clarify, what's taking a little long for you guys. In my signed contract, I promised a completed website within 60 days of receiving everything that I needed to proceed. While it may seem like months for you guys, for me, it's only been 2 weeks. I just received the materials from the mayor a couple of weeks ago. And that's not to throw the mayor under the bus because I don't know how busy any of you guys are. So I just got the materials. So with that said, I'm on target to launch a new version of the site without the e-commerce part by July 1st. So that's 30 days from the time that I've received the materials. The commerce part will be completed by August 1st, which will make the whole site completed within the specified 60 days. With that said, also, I just wanted to clarify because I saw a post on one of the Facebook pages by ex-council member Matt Hensel, I think that's how you pronounce it. And he said something that, hey folks, quick question, is the new $7,000 website up yet? The functional $200 one I built for the borough back in 2016 was live in 2 weeks, and it ran into the last webmaster and neglected to maintain it. All right, so first of all, I'm sure that's a typo on Matt's part because he knows the site doesn't cost $7,000. With that said, I'll agree that Matt did an excellent job with the previous website during the time it was released. But this is not 2016, this is 2021, times have changed. What I'm bringing with the new site is a little more visual style, improved navigation, better search engine optimization, and I'm implementing some newer web technologies that will make the site much more easier to use for those visiting. One of the most important areas that the new site will improve on that the older one didn't have is an ADA compliance and follows the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. Just as with the Disabilities Act requires new government buildings to be fully accessible by people with disabilities, government sites are required to do so as well. Consequences of being a violation of those laws are fines up to $75,000 for the initial violation.
Wow.
And up to $150,000 for each subsequent violation. Also, since 2011, more than 142 municipalities have been sued on the basis of accessibility noncompliance. So to answer Matt's question, yeah, it's not 2016, and it takes a little more time to make sure everything is accessible by those with disabilities. But, you know, the money that you paid for, while not $200, is still cheaper compared to what the fines would be for having a non-compliant website. And basically, that's all I have to say.
Thank you for the update.
Is there any other questions for Chris?
I just want to make a comment to
Sure.
back up Chris. So I want to shield him a little bit from the,
Grab the microphone.
shield him a little bit too from the, any comments, because like he said, he sent me an email back in, I think it was April 20th.
Who's he, Mike?
Chris.
Okay.
Asking for some information, and I couldn't get to it right away for various reasons. I could go through some of them. And it was, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe it was May 22nd, or right around there, 22nd, 24th, something like that, when I got back to him with it. And so he couldn't move ahead with the project, and it was I had to make an executive decision in terms of priorities, what came first. And there were certain legal requirements that I had to fulfill, filling, and Jim knows this well, right to know requests that required a lot of time, costing the borough taxpayer money when these are submitted like this to advance personal grievances. Additionally, Chris can explain a bit more about this if he wants, but the old site was infected back in December or so.
Yes.
I think it was mid-December. And so all the content on there had to be dumped. Do I have that accurately,
Yeah,
Chris? Yeah.
the older site was actually hacked back in sometime in December of 2020. What happened was somebody did some type of PHP injection, and the average site size, especially you guys, the original site doesn't have a bunch of video or large images, it's mostly text. Doing a backup of the site usually takes about, on GoDaddy, between 2 hours to 24 hours. 3 days into trying to back up one of the sites, it was still only at 72%. That's how much trash whoever hacked the site dumped into it. So there was no way to, I was trying to say that in order to pull content from it, but that wasn't the case. And, you know, like, if your arm gets infected with something, and sometimes they have to remove it, I removed the whole site, you know, original site, and that's why I put the coming soon page up. So right now I'm working, there's a site called the Wayback Machine, and what it allows you to do is to see a site in a certain state without any modification. So I'm working from, as far as content goes, from a site that was the November 26th backup. Once I'm finished with the content pop, I'm going to go through with you guys and we'll update whatever information needs to be updated.
Ma'am? Have
Chris.
a thought real quick? Okay.
Mike, can I talk to Chris?
Okay, Franny, then Ada.
Okay. What I wanted to talk about, Chris, is I understand that you were contacted by a council person to
That's actually what I want to address.
and deal with Josh Walker. And that particular individual does not have the authority to make that request. I am president, and I appointed Mike then to be our website, let's say, contact and so on. No one else is to get involved in this other than Mike. If that don't pan out, then we
Is
won't
that
move.
true, Chris? Another
Yeah, that's
council
actually
person?
what I wanted to address.
Told you that, to add no authority to tell you to deal with our borough manager. So whatever she told you, disregard.
First, I'm a council member just like you, with the same amount of vote, just like you, Mr. President,
But I'm-
and I will not be disregarded, one. Second, I made a request for contact to our website engineer based on the fact that we had nothing all this time, and I wanted to know why. No one was getting back to me in regards to the questioning. I asked about the website committee, which was just based of you, Mike Penn, and Tommy Neville. The three of you is, to my knowledge, the only one with actual technical knowledge to work with Mr. English would be Mr. Penn.
But that's not accurate,
Let me
though.
finish.
No, but
Let
that's
me
not
finish.
accurate.
Okay.
That's not the right
Can I
committee.
speak from my point of view?
Just correct that first.
What
Wait,
is it
It
that
was
you need me to
The
correct?
committee doesn't have anything to do with Tom or Fran.
right, I'm not on any
So
committee.
who's on the committee?
Patty and myself.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
I would like an
was unaware
apology,
you were on the-
Ada.
I don't need to apologize. I was unaware that you were not on the committee.
Okay.
Now I'm aware that you were on the committee. Did you know you were on the committee? Okay. So, like I said, I had no update on what's going on, and as a council member, I have a vote, and I have a voice that is equal to everyone here. And when I want to know
It's gonna make
something, I
changes.
should be allowed, let me finish, I should be allowed to reach out to whomever to get that information.
No,
I requested
no.
the information on
What's that?
updating,
Yeah,
I requested the information on an update on where we stood with the website. When I sent that request, you contacted me. I then spoke with you. I said, this is not political. I am advocating for you. I am going to be your biggest cheerleader. I intend to make sure that you get whatever you need. And today, only today, this conversation happened 2 weeks ago, a week ago? Only today, now you and I spoke, you at the time stated you were grateful I was stepping up and that, okay. Fast forward, today I received an email addressed to both you and I. Not Patty, not Tommy, not Franny, no one else, you and I, we had discussed this. So when there was a list of information being requested, I know that our mayor is on a lot of committees and has a very large payload of things he needs to deal with. So knowing you provided a list specifically requesting things that I don't have in my back pocket, I did not want you to wait another month for the mayor to get back to you. The email was addressed to me, so I responded. Now that this is being clarified and you and I took a brief conversation outside, I am stepping back behind the line. No longer contact me. That is who you contact. Unfortunately, I'm taking my step back, and I will wait and see what happens because I'm still your advocate, and I am still going to cheer you on. But something needs to be up and running, and if I can't help you do that, and I'm being told and reprimanded by our mayor and president that I can't do my job as a council member because it's not my place,
Well, you
I'm gonna step
can't
into
jump
my
on everybody
place
else's committee,
and let
that's
them
for sure. I
manage what
mean,
they need to do.
no one jumps on
okay,
your
okay,
committee.
hold on, everybody. Ada, would you like to be on the committee with them?
I stated what I stated, and that's it.
Okay, so you don't want to be on a committee. So you're going to let them do their job then? Yes?
I'm done speaking.
Well, I'm asking you a question.
I am done
Wait a
speaking
minute.
on the topic,
She
that's it.
stated her position, it was very clear.
Okay.
I think this is finished.
Okay, let's
business.
move on
Okay,
then.
okay, let's go forward.
Can I actually just have one request? I just want to, since a good portion of the information that's going to be on the website will be useful to the zoning department, I'm just asking for some sort of, because I haven't had any interaction, and there's going to be forms and other platforms that, that was mentioned in the beginning when we were seeking a website and doing this revamping, but I haven't had input yet, so I'm just asking.
You and I discussed that
council.
a couple of weeks ago, and there were some forms that you showed me, and we're just not at the stage yet where
No,
Chris
I
is uploading
understand that. I'm
those,
not
yeah.
rushing it. I just want
Yeah.
to,
Will you
before
Sure.
we get to the final
Yeah.
Look,
stage.
as committee members, will you give our staff permission to contact or be contacted by Mr. English directly to get the information he needs, or will he have to wait to send an email to the committee?
I don't think it's a matter of, you can
Let me
contact
finish my
him.
question. Will he have to wait to submit an email to the committee, wait for the committee to meet, and then forward the information to whatever he needs? Or can he notify you that he needs it and then contact a source to get what he needs? That's my question, because
So-
this has gone on too long to wait.
So that's never been the case, and that it's had to go to a
Did you not
committee.
have to wait over a month for a response? Did you not just say you waited a month for a response?
Would you let
on
me
an
finish,
email?
Ada? I gave
I'm
you the
clarifying,
courtesy.
like you asked. You made me apologize or asked me to apologize
No, I asked for
clarify or
apologies.
Ask you to
misspeaking.
apologize.
Am I misspeaking? Did you wait a month for a response from the mayor? I mean, he's not the only one on the committee, so I don't know why other people on the committee didn't respond to you, but he didn't respond to you, so you were waiting for that.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you now, we're not gonna get into this personal stuff in front of our residents.
This is
I'll cut you all off, I'm telling you.
It's not personal, I was not copied.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That is my point. She
Okay.
is on the committee, which is why my assumption was that just the mayor, president and vice president were on that committee. A committee member was not mentioned or CC'd in the committee request for the website information. So you had one person waiting, having you wait, where she provided you with what you
Going all
needed.
night, so.
So I'm asking, can he get permission to contact and work with the staff to get the information he needs?
He's never not had permission.
I suggest that Chris here,
President stated
Excuse me.
specifically, he is not to talk to anyone but you. And if he can't talk to council members, what gives him the right to talk to employees?
I'll let Fran speak for himself, but I think Fran's comment was, he was upset that you were assigning things. And you have to understand, we have
I never
committees.
assigned anything.
Please let me speak. You have to understand that there are committees in place for a reason, and
Then they should fully be connected and
Okay,
contacted.
you know what, it's the Ada
It's
show,
not.
continue.
Over with.
Okay, will you finish this discussion?
Yes.
Mr. English,
Hold on. He's
the
permitted-
information that you
Franny,
received,
just wait a
that
minute.
individual disregard.
Franny.
The
That's from the
consultant
president
is
of-
permitted to contact the staff to get information to build the website, right? Okay, that's it.
yes. But I would go one step further, says after that, it should go through the committee to be approved.
Well, what's being approved? I don't understand.
I agree.
Whatever you put, give the information to the website.
And then I'm not relitigating, but I'm just trying to get clarification because, like Jim, I think what Jim had said, I think that makes sense. Like,
Right,
we
I-
work with you. That's what
I
what we
agree.
do. But it's got to be either we're in or we're out. Like if we're working with him, but we have to go through the committee, we're not going to.
No, you're not going to go through the committee.
It doesn't make
You're going to
sense.
contact him directly. The final product, the committee will have review over.
Well, that's what I said, the
To
review of the
get
final
the
product.
information
It's
and
contacting him for information.
Yeah.
My thing was the review of the final contact.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. I agree that you guys should talk to him 100%.
Unfortunately,
Everybody
this
should.
is
I
very
just wanted
confusing
that on the
for
record
Chris.
because evidently that has not been.
Okay, we clarified that. Thank you
The
all
next subject.
for your concerns and such.
Next item.
Okay, Chris, you good to go? Any other questions for Chris? No, Chris, you're good to go. Get our website up, huh? Okay, new business. Current road crew pay increases, consideration and motion. Who wants to take this one on? Patty, take it on.
All right, well, I wanted, we
Oh,
discussed.
Ada's taking it on.
We discussed this during our
Executive.
executive session, and based on the cost of living and our need to hire employees, we have a committed and loyal employee that has been here for 6 years and could have gone and left us at any time and has stayed. I think that we would do our best by our employees by increasing their salary both by $3 an hour for both Jim Trombetta and Mr. Cease.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a motion to,
Well, that's my motion, to increase
Okay,
their
well-
salary by $3 apiece.
okay, the motion is that we increase our current road crew employees $3 an hour, Jim Toretta and Kevin Sees. We have second, Stacy seconds. Any discussion? Patty?
Yeah, effective. the
Hold
next
on.
pay
When
period.
is it starting?
Effective when, Fran?
Next pay period.
Next pay period, which is,
Well, Thursday starts.
date, please?
Wednesday, the time part's going.
What
No,
date?
So the following, so it would be Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Thursday starts
Effective
the next
Thursday
day.
would be the next pay period.
Right.
The beginning of the pay period, right?
It starts the beginning, you should start at the beginning, you're gonna go backwards if you're doing it Wednesday.
Danielle?
Effective the next pay period, let's leave it like that.
Hold on. Danielle, effective the beginning of the next pay period?
Not this one coming up now.
No.
The next one.
Right, okay? So you want to go over your motion one more time?
Rewording my motion, I am making a
We're
motion.
talking about 2 days.
Okay, Franny, we're gonna get the motion in, we're gonna get it going.
Okay.
To increase the current road crew pay by $3 for both Jim Trombetta and Kevin Cease, effective next pay period.
Okay, second, Stacy again?
Yes, I said.
Any more discussion over this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Claudette, have a word?
Aye.
Okay, that's 6-0, may be done. Okay, next thing up, road crew vacancies, personnel committee referrals and motion to hire 2 people. Who's taking care of that one?
I would like to make a motion. We interviewed 2 people, just to let the audience know, we had 9 resumes. Unfortunately, only 2 showed up. We sat here all day on Saturday, Memorial Day weekend, and people did not show up. So we were lucky that the 2 that showed up had all the experience that we needed. So I would like to make a motion to hire the 2, Barry, Mike, how do you say his last name?
Or
Or
Barry St. Cyr.
St. Clair.
Okay, and Malachi Orr. Barry has to give a 2-week notice. Malachi does not. So I don't know if we want to start him on Thursday. I would like to start him on Thursday. And at their pay rate of $19 an hour, 90-day probationary period. If all looks good, bring him up to 20. This way we're...
After probation day. Do we have a second?
I second.
Stacy second. We have discussion on this, guys. Ada.
I agree for the 19 and the increase, but I'd like to wait for that 90-day period so that we can discuss the increase. We may be able to offer more based on their performance, or we may not want to offer the 20. So can we wait on the rate?
On the 20, the extra $1 an hour.
I mean, I'm saying in 90 days, bring him to $20 an hour, because, I mean, you have Kevin at $22 an hour. What are you going to do, bring somebody in? He's here 6 years, you're going to bring somebody in $1 less? If I was Kevin, I would leave. Just saying.
Okay, so you're keeping your motion the way it is then?
I am.
And you're seconding it that way, Stacy?
Yeah.
Okay, and so no more discussion? Any discussion?
Yeah, I have one.
Go ahead, Fran.
I didn't hear all that. So they're going to start at $19 an hour, and at the end of the probationary period, they go to 20. Yes?
That's the motion, yes.
Okay, I'm a yes.
Oh, we didn't take the vote yet.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, how about Claudette?
Yeah, I support what Ada said.
Okay, 6-0, done. 2 new employees on the borough, guys. Borough manager health insurance, consideration and motion. This is about backtracking on our borough manager's health insurance. We lost a time period on him to get it, so we had to go back to March, right, Mike? Okay, so can I have a motion?
I make the motion
Stacy makes a motion to do what?
to give the borough manager his health insurance and backdated
Backdated. Second,
Backdated to when?
March.
whenever the company wants it.
Whatever that 90-day.
Right.
I think it's March.
March, okay.
90
Second,
days were up.
right, second,
I'll second that.
that was an Ada second.
21st. It was March 21st, Josh.
Okay, okay, you want to do it all over one more time, please?
Okay, I make a motion that
Excuse me. Go ahead.
we approve the borough manager's health insurance backdating it to March 21st of 2021, when it should have started.
Second,
I second it.
Ada, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, aye.
All opposed? Alexa?
Claudette, your vote for?
Aye.
6-0. It's got health insurance today. Safety Commission resolutions, consideration and motions. I guess that's you, Ada.
Yeah, okay, so, based on the accident that happened in the recent past, a lot of things have been brought to light. before I get into the safety commission thing, I wanted to make sure that I covered the line painting situation. We have 2 crew members, safety reasons, they cannot be out there trying to paint the lines individually like that. They need traffic people and people for people. We needed more people. We've got more people now, so we'll get it done. I'll send them an email, I can get you a date, I will send you a text and hopefully, email. And hopefully you and our businesses will be happy. In addition to that, our light poles. I will like to ask council to consider, once we get the full amount, to consider buying 5 or 6. We need 2 replaced. There's one that's there but not working. I don't remember which one it is, but it's very obvious when you're driving at night, the one that's not working. And then we have 2 that are not even there. So we want to have 2 to replace. If that 3rd one needs replacing because of the reason it's not working, I would like to have what we need already in storage for future. So based on what you find out in regards to the price, I would like council to consider not just buying what we need, but buying a few more so that we can have them in the case of other ones needing to be replaced. So moving on from that, I sat down and discussed with business members during a Mount Pocono Business Association meeting, and there were a lot of concerns brought up. Addressing road safety, PennDOT is 100% in control of our main strip. We are limited, we here at council are limited on what we can and cannot do. We don't want to piss them off because it makes it difficult for us to work with them in the future on projects that we can actually be successful. So we discussed having or establishing a safety commission that we can together as a community and business owners in the area, in Mount Pocono, taxpayers, business owners in the area that can take action. So I drafted this resolution, I've sent it over to the solicitor. I'll read it very quickly. Be it resolved that the Borough of Mount Pocono of Monroe County establishes a safety commission comprising of borough residents, taxpayers, and business owners. The safety commission will comprise of 5 members requiring a chair, vice chair, and 3 voting members with non-voting liaison representation from council. The members of the Safety Commission will be appointed by council with 3 2-year terms and 2 3-year terms. Be it further resolved that the Safety Commission consists with the following powers and duty. You're going to identify public safety concerns, traffic safety concerns, pedestrian safety concerns, assist in developing and revising safety policies and procedures, providing solutions. This is another quote I didn't put, sorry. Providing solutions and recommendations to address those issues, not just citing them, but help us come up with resolutions and things to resolve those issues. Seek out and apply for grants for the above issues with council's assistance and approval, of course. Maintain records regarding the status and condition of safety measures. Provide monthly reports to Borough Council at a public meeting, including recommendations to address these issues and/or identify need for financial support. All financial obligations must be approved by Borough Council prior to any actions taken. If it's approved, I would hopefully like this adopted by our next meeting to give interested individuals the opportunity to provide their letter of interest. So I would like to make a motion to adopt and establish the Safety Commission based on this resolution.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to adopt the Safety Committee resolution. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Patty, second. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Franny has a question. Go ahead, Franny.
The question is that this particular thing, I'm not saying we shouldn't have it. All I'm telling you is that's the mayor's responsibility under the borough code. So he should definitely be a member of this committee.
No, I think the point is that they want it to be a non-council entity, is that?
Well, there is a representation here,
Yeah.
there is a line here that the members of the Safety Commission will be
Why don't
appointed,
you say chairman, vice chairman, and
and 3 voting members
Mayor.
with a non-voting liaison representation of Borough Council.
you're taking
That
the
would be the
responsibility
mayor.
off the mayor. And that's in the borough code. Are you ready to stand for that?
Hold on, Franny, Jim's talking.
Franny, I don't agree that that's necessarily, this is prohibited by the borough.
Well, then it should be specified what it really means.
Well, it's a
Not
citizen,
guessing
it's a
game.
citizen committee with advisory responsibilities.
Did you hear that, Franny?
What?
It's a citizen committee with advisory responsibilities only. They can't spend funds of the borough.
But who do they report to?
It says in
Council.
the resolution, the borough council, they're appointed by council and they report to the council.
Before they make any move, they comes to council
So
first.
the mayor doesn't have anything to do with it then?
No.
He could if he wanted to.
I think he should, if it's part of his duties according to the borough code.
I mean, anybody can be part of it,
No, I know, but isn't he in charge of like the emergency?
but as Mike Penn, he can be part of it.
No.
I
Yeah, he
understand
could be
is.
one of the 3.
I think it's, let's stop that. I think it's a good idea to have a commission that's an entity, a citizen entity, yeah.
Okay.
So it's advisory to council,
And he can't
yeah.
veto anything that Mike would
Yeah.
have the
You satisfied with it,
responsibility to do.
What's that?
Are you satisfied with the way?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good resolution and a good idea, yeah.
Well, I do too, but I just thought it's his
Yeah.
responsibility as far as the borough code, that you certainly should be a member of it. That's my thought.
Okay.
All right, well, I
Any-
make the motions
oh.
and somebody either.
Hold on. Ada, hold on a
There's a motion
second.
and a second.
We have a motion, right?
Yeah.
Did you want,
There's a second.
and there's a second from Stacy, Patty. Okay, any more discussion?
Well, the mayor does have to sign it, so.
Well, we're all part of it, being
Exactly,
council, so no big
exactly.
deal. It's the citizens that want to do it on their own, basically.
I don't think anybody's.
Okay, Jody.
I have a question.
Hold on, Jody's speaking, hold on.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. No, I was kind of hanging around.
Sorry, hi. I'm only, hand one up is about citizens, yes, because, and please, sorry, but I'm gonna say it, we need somebody who actually does stuff. And you guys are just, it's not happening. It's been years, Patty, you could roll, but it's been 5 years that I have
Okay.
business, and nothing is done.
No, I understand,
Downtown.
I understand, my road is raised.
Right, and I'm not, so
understand.
all I'm saying is, you need help.
No,
We're your
Well-
help. We can't do it until we come with the information and we say, here, council, look.
Right, and I think it's great the citizens get involved.
So
That's
what's
what
everybody
it
scared
makes a
about?
good community, is when the
Right,
citizens get
And we're just gonna do the
involved.
work that, if you
Right.
guys have a lot of work.
So,
Okay,
it's-
let us help.
Hey, I'm more than happy. I'm not saying
And
it
that's
as a,
what I'm saying, is it's-
I'm not
it's
going
just
against it as a
needs
negative,
to
I'm going
happen.
as a positive.
Right, and I understand.
That's all,
the
you know what I mean?
because let's
I think it's a
rewind.
great thing. I think it's a great thing.
Good, and let's rewind. Who had the meeting in PennDOT? Right here.
Right.
Me, my husband, Tom Ford, we were the ones who had the meeting with the PennDOT guys. So it did happen, we did listen to them, and we can't just do whatever we want. I would love to, but we cannot.
Wow.
So I think it's just a good idea. Let us, who actually has conviction, and right now, guess what, guys, I got a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot of time. So I would be more than happy to put some of my aggressive behavior into finding something for the
Good,
roads.
good. I hope you do great.
Yes, and we will come to you and say, look at our findings and see what we can do.
Good, great.
All right, so everybody should be happy. about this.
Everybody is happy about it.
All right, then let's do it.
And one
Okay,
time, we'll-
so we have the motion, we got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? No? Alexis?
Oh, I'm sorry, Kodak, they're looking for your vote.
Can you repeat the motion?
It's the motion to establish the Safety Commission and accept the resolution. I don't know what the number of the resolution is, because I don't know what we're up to.
Okay, yes, I read that over.
Okay,
All in
6-0,
favor?
thank you all.
Now, one final thing on the safety stuff, and I promise.
Okay.
Once we get started, and our guys are actually together, I mean, I know Malachi should be already on the road. Barry will probably soon follow, based on his requirement for the 2 weeks' notice. I will like to discuss with the road crew to try one street, just one, with the rumble strips that we discussed. I know that that still has to come to council because we have to discuss the costs and everything, but I would like that to be the first thing on the agenda, and I'm letting you guys know ahead of time because I will not be in charge. That would be up to you, but that is my on-the-record suggestion.
Can I ask you a question, Ada?
Yes, sir.
Where is the committee going to meet? Here in the municipal
building.
building?
I
And you're
would
going to
like
have a
a
consistent?
consistent meeting.
And everybody's
once
invited.
a month, and it will be open to the public.
Okay, great. And you will advertise that
Yes,
too?
it will have to be advertised.
In the new webpage?
In our freaking spanking new website.
Okay, thank you. That's a great thing, people.
Thank you.
Okay, our next thing is Borough Manager Ordinance. Motion to advertise amendment, borough payment of bond not to exceed $400. Who wants to grab this one?
I was asked to prepare a motion amending the
Can I
ordinance.
express?
Hold on,
That's my idea.
Jim's-
Right now, it just says, it doesn't say, it says will pay, but it doesn't mention any amount of money.
Well, the amendment
Total
says,
one is
the amendment says it's
300.
Listen, Jim's talking.
And all I'm saying is, let's put something in there, because somebody else might come in that might be $8,000.
Fran, Jim's going to comment on the amendment now.
Go ahead.
The amendment, I drew it up, I didn't have time to send it out. I drew up an amendment that simply states that the obligation of the borough for any bond is not to exceed $400, and any cost of a bond after that would be the responsibility of the employee. That's all it says.
Right.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Yeah, right, you're gonna make the amendment, right?
We're motioning on it now.
All right, I'm in favor of that.
We need a motion to advertise the amendment.
It was an ordinance, I guess you do.
I'm just reading from the paper that I need a motion to advertise the amendment.
So that's going forward, right?
Yes, going forward. Do we have a
I'll
motion?
make the motion.
Okay, you will second it?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have discussion.
Yeah.
Mike Ozer in the
The
back.
suggestion would be that maybe 500, because I feel like the rates are going to be increasing based on our current, the state of the world right now.
Okay,
But
okay, Mike Ozer?
Mike goes with 39 Fairview Avenue, that means December the 31st or January 1, 2022. If Joshua is still employed with this borough, that means he is responsible for anything over the $400 bond.
No, this means any employee of the borough gets up to $400, right, Jim?
No, well, it's the amendment of the borough manager ordinance.
Oh, the borough manager, I'm sorry, I apologize. So yes, you're right, Jim?
now, would that be any future hires, or would that be the next time he has to update his payment?
Jim.
The way it's written right now, it would be when he has to update his payment.
I would say it applies to whenever it's renewed, a new one, or renewed one, or whatever.
Can I ask a question? What other employees are bonded in our borough?
Pardon?
Treasurers. So I think
Treasurer, it would be both the treasurer and our president who needs to be bonded, our council president.
And you're what? And you're president.
the president ain't bonded, are you?
I'm not bonded.
Oh, okay, I thought you were.
Okay. So we're talking 2 employees right now?
Who as it stands now?
Danielle and Josh, so borough manager and treasurer.
Don't put names in it, or you'll be in trouble.
I just said borough manager and treasurer.
But this is not amending the treasurer. This motion is specific to amend the position of
Manager.
the manager.
Yeah, that's what it says.
That's right, because we have an ordinance that just addresses the
Right.
manager.
It
That's all it
doesn't,
addresses.
that's why I'm just clarifying that
Okay.
we're not, that does not apply to the treasurer.
Okay,
It only applies to the borough manager.
that's what we're here
You could
for,
do
to be
another
clear.
for the
So what
treasurer, if you
happens
like.
if we, not that we're gonna get rid of you, Danielle, but just say in the future, what happens if the treasurer's bond that we hire is gonna be?
You might have another one too, that might be maybe a tax collector.
You can do an ordinance that.
Hold on, Fran.
You can do another ordinance that directs itself to the position of treasurer, if you
Can
so
it be
choose.
to any employee, like
That
tax
needs to be
collector or?
Well, tax collector is not an employee of the borough.
You better put that name in there, because that could happen too. We pay their bond.
We pay their bond.
I'll tell you what, why don't we table this to the next meeting and I'll rewrite this, because obviously there's not a consensus on this.
Okay, are we all in agreement to table this by the recommendation of our solicitor?
I withdraw my motion.
Okay, you withdraw your second?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna table it into the work session, Jim?
That's fine, I'll draw something up.
Okay, and Jim said to draw something up for the 21st work session. Okay, thank you all. Next one is the notary renewal request, consideration and motion. Somebody has to help me on this one.
So who is it? I know that Diana's our notary at the time. Is she the only
don't have
current notary?
paperwork.
I'm sorry, is she the only current notary?
She is, yes.
She
That's
wants to
kinda high.
be paid
You're a notary.
the cost
I'm a
of
notary.
the notary.
Isn't that
and
high?
Get the fees.
What is the fee? Because I don't see it.
So,
I think that having a notary at the borough is very good, beneficial. And
yeah, but I thought her job included that she had to be notary, but she wants to get extra pay from what I
No,
understand.
no. Renew her
No,
notary.
she needs to
Oh.
renew,
It's a lot
she
for the
needs,
borough.
Hold on.
hold on, she
So here
needs,
goes the mayor. No.
she
So
needs,
the mayor said,
Wait, let
yeah.
Mike, you're fine.
Jim was gonna clarify.
Okay, let Jim Solicitor clear it up, please.
We have a letter here from Diana basically stating that she needs to renew her notary, and the total cost of it is $344.35.
488 I see here.
Well,
488.
no, then, wait, just hold on.
Let him finish,
There's
please.
another $144 for insurance. She's required to have insurance for the total of $488.35.
And she wants to be reimbursed by the borough.
I think she wants the borough to pay it, I don't think she wants reimbursed.
I thought borough council to reimburse
Same
me.
difference.
See. Okay, so we have to make a motion on the payment or the reimbursal of our assistant, what is she? Administrative assistant's notary renewal request. Do I have a motion?
I have a question. Can we get our borough manager or our treasurer to be a notary because they're here full-time? Well, no, the borough manager's here full-time.
Well, that'd be under the same thing. We would have to pay for it, no matter
Yeah,
what.
you gotta pay them, sure.
Well, that's fine.
Stacy,
I'm fine
you're a
with that.
notary. Is that expensive? I was a notary in Florida, I didn't pay half of that.
Yeah,
It's very expensive.
I mean, that's like when I first became a notary, to take the course.
Yeah, because when you have to renew, it's
Tom,
not.
this thing has been in effect for whatever, how many years that even Lori has it. I mean, I don't see why we're changing, getting in another boat at this stage.
We're not changing it, we're questioning the amount.
We're discussing the motion. That's what we're doing.
I mean, it costs more money for her to be bonded than anybody else?
It doesn't expire until November, so if you want to look into it, you
Yeah, so let me
have
check
time.
into that.
Okay, so we're going to table this one again?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll actually clarify, because I believe she also has to take, I think they changed some of the PAN requirements, so she has to take educational, she has to take a course. So I think that's included in the price. Continuing education, right?
So that's part of the
That's
price.
part of the whole rate, yeah.
Okay, but we're still going to table it for a work session the 21st, and we have more information, okay? Okay, next. Policy on use of borough building for events. Type events, business meetings, certificates of insurance, added insurance, hours, cleaning fees. Okay, who brought this one up, the policy on this?
There's nothing in writing on this. I think somebody has to write something up so we can look at it. And
Who brought it up?
Why are we bringing it
It's,
up?
so I'll clarify, so a business actually was a daycare, they want to have their preschool graduation here. So I, obviously being new, I didn't know that we actually would use this space, I didn't really think it was kind of open to the public, so,
Right.
Originally I had said no, but then I think she had checked with one of the council members, and they said, I guess we have done some things here in the past, but it's kind of there's no actual, like you're saying, there's no policy, nothing set in stone.
Okay.
So it would be.
When I
Can-
first moved to the borough, my daughter was 7, and they used to host here every Saturday morning a Step Up to Leadership class that was hosted by Penn State and the 4-H Club.
Well,
So
for
they used to
educational
have
stuff,
that- right. So
compared
they
to
used hold
parties
that
and stuff.
Right in that side room.
May I just ask Fran, being the old timer here, what was the policy in the past, Fran, about using the building,
But as far as this is concerned,
yeah, as events and such?
I don't think we ever had a policy. I don't think we rented the thing out, or
We never,
whatever it is.
did we ever rent it out that you know of, or?
And not that I recall.
Okay, so we have to,
See, one more reason there, you say type of event, certificate of insurance, hours, and cleaning fees should be a resident of the borough.
right, we understand that, which is, we're researching it now because I guess some residents inquired about using the building. So I guess we have to put that on work session and
Yeah.
discuss it.
I think that's a good idea to put it on work session, but who should be responsible, or who would be responsible to write this up, this policy?
I would say, let's have the council talk about it first to see if we're in agreement with it. And
Well, we
if,
need a policy regardless, so it has to.
well,
be
either way,
done
nay or
before it's done.
positive, right?
Right.
Yes or no? Okay, well, at the work session, I think, we talk about it, we decide yes, we make a policy for the yes, we decide no, we give reasons why no, and make that
How does
ordinance.
this affect the mayor performing marriages?
Well, that can be in our discussion,
Okay.
okay?
Yep.
Okay, grants update, who wants to take this one, Patty Bucco?
Give it to the chairman, Patty.
Okay, May
About
28th.
Patty.
What do you say?
He said, go for it.
May 28th, Joshua and I had met with, we had a Zoom call from April, who works for Matt Cartwright's office. It was the grants meeting. Unfortunately, the mayor and Ms. Montanez couldn't make it. So Joshua and I had met with her. She gave us a lot of information, a lot of good information, I feel. FEMA is one way to go for infrastructure. So I'm contacting the person in FEMA. I'll be doing that tomorrow. And there's different ways to go about our roads. And there's a lot. FEMA has a lot of money. So FEMA has a lot of grants out there. And Joshua has also been working on multimodal with Barry Ison's office. You submitted that today?
No.
No? Are you working with Jordan?
Yeah. Today was the ARPA funding, but I am in the process of working with Jordan to do the rest of it.
Okay. And our other grant went in, right, for the Parks and Rec grant?
Yes, yeah,
That's
the
all submitted.
ERP was submitted, so hopefully we'll hear from that maybe the next several weeks.
We really need the money for the roads and the maintenance garage. Unfortunately, the LSA grant we did not get. I don't know when that was applied for. I wasn't part of that. The Pocono Pride did get the grant. They got a grant of $96,000 to put that building. Unfortunately, we lost out on that. We are still going, but I am talking with FEMA. April had given us some good contacts. And since this building is so old and is possibly taking water, FEMA, I work with FEMA in Florida, so it's a good place to go. Good place to go for money. There's a lot of money that they do have. So fingers crossed, that might be an avenue to go down. And this gentleman that I was given a name of, Tom Hughes, who's a head of FEMA and for our area, he loves projects that brings jobs to the community. And since these big warehouses are coming in, and the one warehouse that between 300 and 500 employees, that's something that April feels that he's going to jump on. I've been working with him, with Matt Cartwright's office, and also Jack Rader's office as well.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of going out different avenues, going to our representatives instead, trying to get money. Because what I understand, this borough hasn't had money in a while. Constantly losing grants. I don't like to do it. So, I'm a poor loser.
Okay, we got Deborah Fulton wants to ask a question, I guess.
I guess so.
Tom, I have a question.
Hold on, Deborah Fulton's on the phone, on the
Okay.
microphone.
I'm representing Parks and Recreation. I want to know what Parks has to do to get involved with the park grant. To this day, we haven't had one email, one phone call, one notification. We didn't know that the grant was submitted. We didn't know what the grant is, what it says. Going forward, I realize that your plan is not set in stone, but Parks wants to be involved in the planning of that park.
I understand that, that's why.
Okay, so how do we go about getting involved? That's my question.
Joshua and I had a discussion, and I thought you emailed her. Yes, we had a discussion, and you said you might.
I email back and forth with Joshua a lot, and he has never mentioned that to me.
Never mentioned anything, when you did hear about it.
Here, from you.
Okay, it's in the earliest stages, earliest.
So your defense is that we're not entitled to read the grant until it's approved.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't see the grant. I came to a grant meeting. Oh, you did.
I'm just trying to understand.
Okay, I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
We had a grant meeting. Did not know. I was more interested in roads and the maintenance garage. Did not know our grants that day were gonna be for Parks and Rec. They went through Barry Isaacs, went through all the different grants, some of, which a lot of, were already closed. We couldn't even apply for them. This grant they came up with, and I said, why can't we do something out here? And I know they still want a dog park, and I have 3 dogs. I like a dog park, but that could work into it. It's Parks and Rec.
I understand that.
So as far as a picture of what's going to happen, and I know I've seen things on Facebook that I haven't told you, I don't even know what's going to happen until we get the grant.
Well, this is the second meeting of Borough Council that I've heard about the grant. So that means 60 days has gone by and still no one has contacted Parks, even letting us even read the grant. Like, we don't even know what the grant is for.
Excuse me, Debbie, on your committee at Park and Rec, who on council goes to your meetings? Like, who's the lead?
No one.
Okay, I know I'm on the committee, but I either forget or I don't get the notification when it being,
When they meet.
It's the same time every month.
which is, can I get an email so I personally can get?
Can you email him to schedule? Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. This way I can update you with whatever's going on.
I used to cover that.
Right, and Stacy used.
Yes, I know that.
And that Stacy doesn't do it, you get no information from the committee, from the council. So I'll start coming, it's Thursday nights, I think, right? Last Thursday of the month?
Third Thursday.
Third Thursday at 7 o'clock?
7.
Here? Okay. I just need a reminder, right now my mind is all like scrambled eggs and everything, but.
We're just asking to be included. That's
Right,
all.
well, you will be included when we get more communications and everything, and with the safety committee to involve the residents, with the Park and Rec, involve the residents
Well,
and
forgive me,
council.
But that's what was said at the last meeting, so I was waiting for my communication.
Right, and I forgot about the meeting, same as I want to get involved with the Pocono Association, I just keep on forgetting about it. I used to get emails when I was a member, I guess, I don't get them anymore, but I want to become a member again.
Parks and Rec now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm on it, you know what I
Are
mean?
you the chairperson?
Yeah. But, well, I'm the liaison from the council to the Park and Rec, okay? But anyway, we'll get that together, right?
Okay, thank you.
But bringing back to you on Park and Recs, since Randy isn't here, Karen Struckle put a letter of interest in.
Right.
Do you have an opening for her?
Yes, we do.
Okay, can we, I can't make the motion, I'd like to make a
I'll
motion.
make the motion.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion is that Karen Struckle become on Park and Rec's committee. Do we have, Stacy made the motion? Patty, you second? Okay, any discussion? All in favor? I'm sorry, Fran?
Aye.
Is there a vacancy?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so be it. Congratulations, Karen.
Tom?
Claudette, you were good with that motion?
I am okay with that motion.
Okay, great.
What did she say?
She's in favor.
Okay. Go ahead, Ada.
Based on the grant committee, the meetings are doing business hours, and I'm back to work now, so I can no longer be on the grant committee because of my schedule, my conflict. So I am resigning my position on grant committee.
Are you on grants right now?
I am.
Okay, so
It's a scheduling conflict because you meet during
What's the
day.
process
I
of
can't
that?
make it.
Just resign.
All you have to do is tell Fran.
Just accept my
and
resignation.
okay,
Fran will.
okay. And so how many more on grants then?
There's myself,
I'm here, what, I heard my name.
Fran and you, that's it, because Ada just resigned.
Fran's not.
Mayor's not on it, it's the mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, Deborah.
I have one more thing I forgot. Real quick, I just wanted to bring on I know you touched on the Pocono Pride grant. He was in touch with me, and he did submit a letter, I believe, to Joshua and the solicitor. I'm thinking you forwarded it on.
Jim did, yeah.
Okay, so I just want that to be in your mind we'll be on the work session for June, the next meeting. He'll be in attendance, so if you could get together any questions that you might have, any concerns. He's looking to put together an agreement between the borough and Pocono Pride on the management of the whole project and things like that.
Okay, great, thank you, Deborah. Mike Oza. Okay, we're gonna go into public participation now, Mike?
I guess so, unless anyone wants to go before me.
Okay, you can go. You? Yeah.
Mike Ozer, 39 Fairview Avenue. Number one item. Pocono Pride gets a LSA grant and the borough gets nothing. As I stated earlier, and with my work that was done on the Pocono Area Recreation Commission years ago, when the LSA grants are diluted from a certain municipality, the priorities are reduced. One of the reasons why the borough did not get a grant for the LSA grant for their building was because there were too many grants already issued from this borough, sponsored by this borough. The Pocono Pride being one of them. Again, too many grants issued, too many grants requests made by a certain municipality to the LSA people dilutes the quality of the grants that are absolutely needed. That's number one. Second thing, there was a gentleman here last week, last month, or last meeting in reference to the police and the signs, the speed limit signs that are in the that flash and say your speed. From the police chief of the Pocono Mountain Regional Police, and I believe, Mike, you were there when all these discussions were going on about their movable sign. So was I. What the police chief said, those signs that have the speed limits illuminated on them when cars have passed is not a permanent solution. And in fact, it's not a solution at all, because people ignore them. And that was from the chief of police, our Pocono Mountain Regional Police. Now, Chief Walker and myself do not get along, but I will compliment him on answering that question when several people from the board actually said it. And Mr. Mayor, I believe you were there at several of the meetings that was stated. So if this borough wants to spend $10, $12, $13, $14,000 on little illuminated speed signs, it's not going to work. That's what basically what has been stated in the past. It's not going to work. It's enforcement that will work, and we've already seen that with the enforcement. But it's a continued enforcement. Now, item number 3. Campbell and Durant, I requested a right-to-know request for the detailed billing from Campbell and Durant, which is our labor attorneys, from, I believe, January 1, 2020 through the present date. So I just put that on the record that that was requested. Now, 4th item. I was able to acquire a complaint that was filed before the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission number 20202411. This complaint, of which I have copies here if anyone wants it, is a real joke. It was initiated by a member of council, an elected member of council, and has no bearing on an employee's or employee status by the elected member of council. The Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission deals with grievances for employees. This is a joke. There is nothing in here for a grievance of an employee. It came from someone who is disgruntled because she was removed from her position as president of council, period. Being removed from as president of council is part of our democratic process. If she is not needed or not wanted, council has their right to remove her. Remove anyone from any position. So basically, this complaint, which is
Mike,
20202411,
we're well aware of it.
is a
Okay,
joke.
And it's in litigation, and it's not going to be discussed publicly here.
Well, if anyone wants the information, it's here.
It's a matter of public record.
Would
Anybody
you
can
care to
get it if
share
they
how
want.
you got that? Because that's not.
No, I won't. It's just that I have the research and the availability to find these things. I don't want it, it's here.
Should use those resources instead of using right to know to save us.
I can do research wherever I want and get the information I
I'm
want.
just saying it would save the borough money to use those resources instead of right to knows all the time.
Let's move on, folks.
Okay, anybody else in the public like to say anything? Oh, we got a hand. Come on up. Spin the wheel, see where you win.
Oh, and I did want to make a comment on the discussion about the lights, the traffic signal thing. That would be a great topic for the first meeting at the Safety Commission. I'm excited for that meeting.
Okay, state your name, young lady.
Linda Fleming, 68 Fairview Avenue. I was just wondering about the yard sale, the community yard sale. I was waiting to hear back. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. The community yard sales,
The free ones.
the free ones, yes, because we didn't, I know last year with COVID,
Yeah, I gave you the dates.
but I was waiting to hear back from somebody to see if we were going to do any of them this year. Because people have been asking me all.
Okay, Joshua will take that,
I
right?
would you read the one that called? The other day?
No, I
Okay,
think I
someone-
spoke with Alexis, I gave you my phone number. at
Okay,
one point.
because someone else did call. I didn't
I
even
know
hear.
there's a lot going on. It's not the biggest issue.
No, that's great.
But,
Someone did call, and we were gonna maybe try to slip that into the work session. I don't think any were scheduled this year, as far as I know from Diane, and they're usually just whenever, we just pick a couple of dates.
Well, it's usually the Memorial Day weekend and the Labor Day weekend are the freebies, right?
Well, sometimes it's in between.
No, it's usually the holiday weekends.
Yeah, but they've also.
Oh, okay,
it's in
well-
between also.
Okay, do we have an answer, zoning officer or anybody?
It's not zoning, it would,
It's a
I
council
could, if I have power.
It's a
I could
council
set
thing,
up
just pick some dates.
two random dates, but I think it might be something that
Let's discuss
council
it
would
in
have
the
to.
work session.
Yeah,
Okay, Linda, I was advised by our solicitor, we're going to talk about it June 21st, and we will have some dates. If you have any particular dates you want, give us a...
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Linda, I appreciate it. Mr. Kim? Hello, Mr. Kim.
I'm Mr. Kim. Thank you for giving me a chance. Mr. Mike said I don't want to be against him, but for now, we have to do the speed control sign. The radar speed control sign, blinking sign will work, okay?
Right.
Because I just studied in many township. For example, the Paradise Township. I was sitting there for like a 10 minute, 20 minute in my car, and every car's reduced speed whenever they see the blinking signs. It works. We cannot do any traffic light. We cannot do any speed bump on the road because the PennDOT doesn't allow, right? That's what we can do only. We have to do it, something.
Right.
It's working.
Yeah, not
so,
to
no doubt.
interrupt you, we've got the new safety
Yeah, I
committee,
heard from
and
Jody.
everybody's going to get together,
Right,
and
thank
we're
you.
going to make it
So-
happen after all these years, right?
Thanks a lot. No doubt. We have to do something, possible thing first, step by step.
That's right.
Thanks a lot.
I like the ideas of rubble strips, to be honest with you.
I would like you guys.
I don't know if you can talk to PennDOT about that.
Thank you.
okay? Because they freeze up in the winter, so the plows won't get affected by them. But rumble strips, in my own personal opinion, work.
Thank you.
Okay.
I would just like.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kim.
If I can make a request.
Michael, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, if I could just make a request for the next Mount Pocono Association meeting,
I'm
for you
trying
to
to-
discuss a tentative date for safety to meet, preferably in the evening.
Come
when
on up, Mike.
Businesses are closed. That's really all I have. Just pick
Come on
a
up.
date and we'll discuss it during our next meeting.
Address yourself, young man.
Mike Reardon, 52 years old,
52.
14 Cedar Road, Mount Pocono, PA, 52 years young, I like to think. Despite the hair, I used to be young, skinny, good-looking, hair one. But anyway, where to begin? Pollution. Pollution. Trash. It's like people never heard of a trash can, for crying out loud. You know, I mean, I guess I'm politically correct. Remember about a half a century ago, they had a commercial about the Native
Indian.
American, I think they called it the crying Indian,
Yeah.
horseback. Or by canoe.
Canoe,
Right. Well, the first one was canoe, but there was another one on horseback.
right.
You know, and, you know, I mean, the first Native Americans treated the land like gold. You know, well, you know, I look at Pocono and I'm disgusted. Damn disgusted. It brings down the property values of am I wrong on this?
No, you're right. 100%.
Brings down the property value. I bought my house. It's going to be coming up in 10 years. I closed the deal June 17th, 2011. So it's going to coming up in 10 years. I'm proud of where I live. Not the Taj Mahal, but I'm very proud of where I live. Okay? All right? You know, I mean, I still pick up trash that's probably nearly 10 years old. I mean, the previous owners, whoever owned it, you know, I mean, probably didn't bother raking leaves, and I see 10-year-old beer can, 20-year-old beer cans or stuff, you know. I mean, you know, it's the long and short of it, and people just treat this place like a bleep hole, you know. I'm not going to use the SHT word I was going to use. For crying out loud. It's disgusting. People never heard of a trash can. I really think there should be make a motion. You know, bring up the fines for anybody who's caught littering. To be honest with you, all right? It's downright gross, all right? And I don't want to belabor the point. I think like we're just like still turning the laughing stock of Monroe County, to be honest with you. All right? It's a little more well-behaved than it was last meeting, but nevertheless, that's the only issue. I can think of any other issue. I don't have like an outline to.
Well, Mike, maybe I'll ask to be put on the agenda for the work session about litter what we can do about it.
That's the only thing I can think of.
And we can have a discussion about that, all right?
Actually, one more issue. I mean, you know, weather gets warmer, so tempers get frayed. Crime goes, like that, goes up. That's sad. You know, you're probably going to hear the occasional police car at 2 in the morning, or you know, ambulance or fire or whatever. You know, poor people have to work. You know, I think I keep an eye on the short-term rentals. You know, that really keep the keep residents. These poor people have to live with them, you know, up all night or whatever. You know, it's insane. Fireworks, I could go in a whole litany on that, but I'll not do that. But you know, fireworks going off and it scares the living crud out of the dogs. You know, pets. You hear the dogs barking, and probably the occasional elderly person will probably get a heart attack from it. No, Tom, that's a good one. I like that, though. I dig that. But I'm being lighthearted, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
Lighthearted about it, but I think you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
But one good thing is tonight's meeting was very civil, and I'm happy about that.
anybody want to wish me a happy 10th anniversary of living here in Mount
Happy
Pocono?
birthday. Happy anniversary. All right, Mike?
Actually, my father was born 86 years ago today.
Congratulations.
But I you know.
Happy birthday in heaven.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. Good night, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Anyone else?
Can I just address some of what Mike is talking about, just really quick? I just want you to know that, as far as the trash, the unfortunate part is, it's people that probably just come and dump it, especially, in our 940 corridor. I have actually, contacted some of our local businesses like Lowe's and things because people were complaining about trash on their property. I spoke about the Starbucks already. It's not them per se. So they're getting hit with the burden too of having to clean up after someone else's mess. And I'm trying to avoid obviously finding them because it's not their, it's not originating with them, but we're trying to work with them so that everyone will take pride in you know, where they are and we can try to look through. But again, that's one of those enforcement things that's very hard to do because people don't necessarily do the thing right while you're watching. And so we just have to be careful that if we're thinking about imposing fines, realize that some of these fines you're going to force zoning to inflict on people that aren't doing it because it just happens to be on their property. So I just want to be mindful of that.
Okay, thank you. Patty, one more time.
Yeah, I have a question for Alexis. Yes. What are we going to do about the vacant homes? I'm talking as a resident now. I'm done with the house next to me. The weeds, whatever you want to call it, it's not grass. It's about 4 feet high. We normally cut it. I'm not cutting it this year. I'm done. So now I have snakes, and I have mice, and I have rats, and I have everything else. I have found needles. I called the police. What are we going to do with this house? And please don't tell me nothing. Please.
What happened to that company that
Land bank?
Yeah, so
They pay their property taxes.
yeah, so the major issue is that quite a few of our abandoned properties, actually a good portion of them, they are up to date with their taxes, so somebody is paying them whether it's in the state or not. So which makes enforcement from the zoning issue a little tough, and so they're non-responsive. So what we were looking to do for a long-term thing, which I was told was actually looked into in the past, but I think a more effective tool would be the ticketing aspect of it because it's immediate violations that need action and then potentially actual liens against the property should they ever transact. But I don't know the long-term answer. That's why I was saying one of the things that I was told like conservatorship where like the borough can step in and make the, make the improvements or rectify any deficiencies, especially if they are deemed a hazard to the public, if we're not getting response. But again, all of those things come at a cost, so it's something that the council needs to prioritize as to let's try to attack them one at a time, at some point so that we can actually get things moving.
Right, because I saw that you said that you send letters in your boxes and letters in the office.
We do, we get return, yeah. I mean, the biggest offenders, especially the one that Councilman Lugo is speaking of, I mean, it's I've seen decades of correspondence to this particular home.
We're gonna have Ada first, right?
And I was actually speaking with Alexis on this, and I wanted to get clarification from the solicitor whether it's allowed as an option for rectifying, because, I strongly...
rectifying, it's a knockdown.
Okay, but hold on a second. I strongly believe that when there is an issue, to try to offer a solution. So a solution that I was thinking, but I don't know if we're legally allowed to, is contacting a few area landscaping people that would come on contract to make Mount Pocono Borough a priority listing and provide a list of those landscapers during the next correspondence to these vacant homes so that they have the option to say, hey, once a month, I pay you $50 and you just go mow my lawn, or you go to the owner, but we need to provide them a list.
The owner plows, has the driveways plowed. That's plowed, $40 every time it snows, she has it plowed.
Right, but we give her a list for
She won't,
that.
she will not do it. I've called her. I'm gonna tell you something, I'm probably gonna go to jail for stalking this woman. Because I call her and I put my phone down and I let it ring until it's stops ringing. I had
I
enough.
was just offering a
No,
solution.
and I agree, but living next to it, and when you find needles, and when you find all kinds of paraphernalia coming out of it, and you see homeless people going in and out of it, and then stuff from the home is left in the woods because you're stealing it, and call the police have been there, I'm done. It's actually interfering with my property value and all the people surrounding it. And if you look at it, it has broken windows, broken doors, the roof is caving in, it's an eyesore. So.
Possibly, I'm sorry.
Ed.
I would say
Ed.
it's possible we'll put together some more, and I know we've been talking this for a while, like several weeks. Can we put together some options, perhaps, if we could fit it in I know the work session agenda is getting bigger and bigger, but maybe we could try to slide it in there, and at least we'll have some more time to kind of do the research, maybe take some of those options like you had said, and see the legality also. We can kind of work with Jim and see the legality of.
Well, the land bank told us, it was before Alexis came, to write them up, and I get it. I get that Susan is not taking her registered mail, whatever, just write them up. Keep writing them up, have the paper trail. Without a paper trail, you're going nowhere. So you need a paper trail. And if we don't have that paper trail, whether
we
it's
have
a
to-
paper
that's-
trail
it's got-
for
says
what?
she got boxes.
the paper
All right,
trail
but
exists,
when,
it's just a
Jim,
matter
when
of-
does it come a point when
When
legal
they sell
matters
it.
can go into it?
When they sell it.
I agree with Alexis, she should issue citations.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest way.
And then once that's done, we could go legal after them?
Well, when you say go legal after, I mean, that encompasses a variety of different options. I mean, if you wanted, the borough wanted to spend money to file an action against them saying it's a nuisance and ask them to take it down, have a court order to take it down, or clean it up, and if they don't do that, allow the borough to go in and then taxpayers' money do it, I mean, that's an option too, but that's something you'd have to discuss.
Alexa, how many notifications or fines you gave this house already?
Many years.
Oh, it's been years.
You got a pile of them?
Way before her.
It's before her.
Right.
Before her.
Okay. What do you think, Patty? Anything else? Huh? Okay. Okay, folks, well, I just want to thank you all. I'm just going to thank everybody. Thank you for your patience, and we lost a few pounds, all of us tonight, I guess. And looking for a motion to adjourn. Second. Thank you all.
Bye, Mike.
Good night, Franny.
Fran, thanks.
If it's not raining, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, wait, Fran. No, let me reschedule that with you. I'll call you then.
I got the same thing. Thank you.
What's
for
that?
Those are good.
I'm
gonna put this
soaking
on.
wet here, man.
Stop this.
I forgot you sent me them pictures, but I will.